Hello there and welcome to this episode of Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. I'm Alan Waddell and joined as always by the head baseball coach of your Southeastern Lions, Coach Matt Reiser. And Coach, thanks for being here. A very productive week for your club. You sweep Lamar on the weekend. Actually, the first time in school history Southeastern sweeps Lamar. You moved to 36-13 overall, 20-4 in the Southland Conference. A very good week for your club.
Yeah, again, proud of the club for bouncing back. We had a really tough loss there Tuesday night against Tulane, and very unfortunate the way it ended, especially the way we came back and really thought we had one there again against that bunch, and again, on our last strike, and they sneak a win out of there from us. But just a testimony of the judgment and the character of this ball club. They bounced back with a weekend and sweep the weekend against Lamar.
Yeah, and we want to congratulate Jacob Seward as well against Tulane. Hit safely in his 23rd consecutive ball game, broke the school record here for Southeastern. Congratulations to Jacob Seward. Man, what a fantastic year he's having offensively, and a guy who's going to be around for a long time here wearing the green and gold. Yeah, you know, a young man that has worked really hard for what he has, and not the prettiest player, always one of the dirtiest and grittiest players, and that's what you have to do. It's the MO of our program. It doesn't matter how big you are or how fast you are. It's about just being mentally tough, and that young man has certainly done it, and congratulations to him for breaking the hit streak. Well, the Lions would welcome in the Lamar Cardinals on Friday night to the Pat. Let's check out those Game 1 highlights as Tate Ciano was on the mound, and it was his night. All right, Friday night here at the Pat as the Lions welcome in the Lamar Cardinals. The Lions take the field in their solid white uniforms as Tate Ciano runs to the mound, and after the ceremonial first pitch by young Mr. Barrett there, Matt, this would really be Tate Ciano's night. A vintage Tate performance here in this one.
Yeah, he did a really good job, as you can see here early in the ball game, locating his fastball. And really had to work hard early for it to get the call, but really did a great job extending the zone all night long, and kind of went at him there pretty early. You know, tried to do a good job of settling in, and did a fantastic job of doing that. We get off the early start here with a lefty. The lefty was coming in the league second or third in ERA. Was one of the top pitchers in the conference. We knew we had our hands full from that standpoint. You see Jacob Seward there extend the hit streak with another base knock to the right field, setting that school record, and continue to extend that school record. But again, the lefty was pretty good this night. This night he did a good job of dominating the zone, and kind of kept us off balance all night long.
As this really would be a pitcher's duel, especially early on in the ball game, but you could see as Tate was just really good, and then making some plays behind him. Nice play that time by Brett Hoffman with a strong throw across. Nice stretch by Kevin Carr. Gets the Lions in the dugout.
Yeah, really proud of the Tuesday night game against Tulane. I thought we played extremely well defensively, and then again here behind Tate, did another fantastic job defensively. Saw a couple plays there by Kennan and by Brett Hoffman, and we get things let it off here in the fourth. We finally get some guys on. Ken does a good job of staying backside with them and driving that ball backside. We get a base knock here in the 6th hole. And now we got something going. We got first and second with Chris Eads coming up to the plate, and this would really be a game changer for us. You know, this is the thing about this young man with Chris. You know, if you look at batting average wise, not a ton of batting average, but boy, he had some big hits for us. And you see the big time power there with a 3-run home run.
Ball was absolutely crushed, and here of late, man, Chris has had some big hits for your program. As that was a 0-0 ball game, he makes it 3-0 there in the bottom 5. And the way Tate was throwing, you had to feel good with that 3-run lead.
Oh, that was exactly it. You know, they weren't very confident in their offense, especially against Tate. They had some opportunities early where they didn't score. Tate had really kind of settled in, and to be honest with you, I think this time took the pressure off Tate to really get going as he retired 18 of his last 19 and retired his last 12. This was kind of the deflator. This is the last base runner you would see for Lamar on the night. He turned a double play there, and then he just went to dotting it up. You can see the fastball there down away, getting the call. Again, another fastball down away, getting another call, and really putting in cruise control after this.
Offensively, you'd add some insurance runs. As here's a hot shot to the left side by Brett Hoffman, having another great year here in his senior year, hitting in the middle of the order for your club.
Yeah, and then a big knock here by Julian Service. Good to see this young man get it going again. Had first, second, nobody out. Most people thought we were going to bunt in that situation for the insurance, but really felt comfortable with Julian's at bat here and the ability to go the other way, and he does a good job there, hitting that double the other way. And then Jacob Seward again, a big 2-out knock. You know, this young man's come up with so many 2-out RBIs. It's unbelievable. As a leadoff, he's actually third on the team in RBIs and top 10 in the conference in RBIs as a leadoff.
That also gives some credit to the bottom of the order for getting on base, giving him some opportunities, and Tate, that would be plenty for him as he would put it in cruise control and absolutely dominate Lamar's hitters. As Matt, this was probably Tate's best performance of the season.
Yeah, there's no question. You know, he did a great job of really catching that second wind. Tate usually hits the wall a little bit, but he never found it that night. He did a good job of going back out there. You know, we did get to 120 pitches, but it was his night, and we gave it to him. As you see him in there with a breaking ball and a strikeout.
As Tate would also garner Southland Conference Pitcher of the Week for his performance, a complete game shutout, 11 strikeouts against Lamar. Well, Matt, I just mentioned it, but Tate Ciano, Southland Conference Pitcher of the Week, a fantastic performance. Also, Louisiana Sports Writers Association Pitcher of the Week, as Tate is really picking the right time of the year to start throwing his best.
Yeah, he really is. You know, he's gotten so strong since we got into conference play, and has really made a push. If you look at his conference numbers only, he's really made a push, and you see why he's our Friday night guy, and just absolutely dominant. You watching the film, you see exactly why he was the Louisiana and the conference pitcher of the week, because he dominated the zone with 3 pitches and did a fantastic job of going out a complete game.
So the Lions take game 1 against Lamar. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights from game 2 and game 3 right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill.
Ford Truck Month is here, and it's all about the numbers, people. Like low financing and big cash back on the 2014 F-150 while they last. Here's another number for you. 42. On average, a Ford F-Series is sold every 42 seconds. Now that's impressive. Get 9,000 total savings or 0 for 60 on the 2014 F-150. The time is now. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today.
Your eyesight is so important, and when it comes to your eye care, let the friendly staff at the Bond Roten Eye Clinic care for you. Doctors Hunter Bond and Chris Roten, along with their staff of trained doctors, are committed to providing every patient with quality care. The Bond Roten Eye Clinic has the latest medical technology and eye care to help you, the patient. With over 14 years of experience, the Bond Roten Eye Clinic has 3 locations to serve you, with offices in Denham Springs, Hammond, and Amite. So if it's a checkup, glasses, or LASIK surgery, you need to visit the Bond Roten Eye Clinic. For more information on the clinic, please visit bondroteneyeclinic.com.
Lions Baseball is supported by Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction, located in SLU's hometown, Hammond, Louisiana. Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction is a dealer-only auction.
For more information on Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction or their upcoming charity golf tournament, please visit www.lafcaa.com or visit Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome to Buddy's Bar and Grill, located at 1236 South Morrison Boulevard in Hammond. Buddy's is home to great steaks, fresh seafood, and friendly service. Buddy's has been voted the best steakhouse and best restaurant in Tangipahoa Parish. With over 2,500 square feet and 3 large dining rooms, Buddy's can accommodate any party. Buddy's goal has always been to wow customers with their food and prices. Owner Scott Henderson and his family have always believed in giving customers good deals for their hard-earned money. Stop by Buddy's Bar and Grill for dinner and a drink. For more information on Buddy's, please visit buddy'shammond.com.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. The Lions were looking to take the series as they would take on Lamar in Game 2 at the Pat. All right, Matt, you come back out here on Saturday against Lamar, looking to take the series, keep the conference winning streak going, and Jake Johnson goes to the mound, one of the nation's leaders in wins so far here this year.
Yeah, you know, we felt pretty comfortable after Friday night where Tate had kind of set up their offense and kind of really dismantled and really got them down early. So we felt pretty good with Jake going back out there. You know, offensively, we came out, we tried to get a little something going here. We get the HBP, which usually get something pretty positive out of the HBP, but there's a guy that does a good job here, painting one down and away. We thought might have been ball 4, but it gets out of the inning. But again, Jake had a solid 3-pitch mix going. He had the fastball, the slider, and the changeup in any count at any point in time that he wanted, and did a good job of eliminating the big inning. I mean, that was the biggest thing we knew coming into Lamar, that we would have to, that they would get their hits, but had to keep the runs off the board, and he did a good job of that here on Saturday.
Here's a chance to move up to scoring position by Kenna Menard. Great job reading ball in the dirt there. Ball gets away, but not far enough. RBI opportunity. Julian Service takes ball 4 as you have a chance to get something going here early on.
Yeah, I really felt like we ran the bases extremely well this night, and sometimes when you got it going good, you got it going good. Here's a routine pop to right field, but the right fielder lost it there in the sun. We get the long single out of it, so to speak, to load up the bags, and this is exactly what we're talking about with being productive. Ryan Byers will come up to the plate here in a big situation for us. Does a good job of driving the ball the other way with the RBI single, and we gets us on the board here in the second inning, 1-0.
One thing about your club here lately, you've been playing a lot from ahead, and your pitching staff does such a good job, and here's a chance to add on, and you do so. They were able to just throw it over, but an RBI for Jacob Stewart, another one of his RBIs on the season, has been very productive in the leadoff spot, and that brings up Carson Kreitz, and you're able to keep going and adding on to this lead.
Well, exactly what we talked about. This was their guy on the mound that had been injured for the most of the year. He just getting back to start, and was really they're going to be their ace for the season before it started. And they're trying to pull out all the stops. They're trying to get in the conference tournament. We know at the end of the year everybody's playing their best baseball, and they brought him out. He knew we were going to be tough, so it was big to get those runs when we did and take control of his command issues that he had. Because you see here, he settled right back in. It goes right back at us, gets the punch out there, but I tell you what, Jake Johnson matched him pitch for pitch with a backdoor slider there on the lefty, the shortstop that was pretty daggone good. You could see that he just continued to extend the zone. He gets the strikeout call there on the check swing and really settled into his own.
Another outstanding performance by Jake Johnson. The line starting pitching this year has just been outstanding. Lamar does get on the board here, though. They have a deep fly ball to left field. Cut your lead to 4-1 with the sac fly.
Yeah, opportunity there that was unfortunate. I thought we picked a guy off there at third base beforehand, but again, Jake does a good job eliminating the big inning. That was the biggest part of it. And then this allows our offense to come right back. We get a guy here at third base with 1 out. They bring in the infield, and Julian Service does a great job of driving in there and get that insurance run. And you kind of see that Friday night was kind of the same idea. We got the insurance run on Friday night. Really need the insurance run here on Saturday, because now all of a sudden here we are in the 9th inning trying to get Jake to go CG. But unfortunately, we had to go to the bullpen. Couldn't quite get him to finish it out, but couldn't ask for a better situation for Max Schroller to come into, especially after Tuesday night's ball game, the walk-off homer for a freshman, to get him back out in that same opportunity. Here they got their best power guy up on the same count, 1-2 count, time run at the plate, and he strikes out in the ball game for their 6th save of the season.
So another victory for the Lions, and Jake Johnson on the mound picks up his 9th victory of the year. Max Schroller comes in and gets the save for your club. You win it 5-2, move your record to 35-13, and a very impressive night. Matt, you take the series against Lamar. Jake Johnson, outstanding once again, picks up his 9th victory of the year. Also, Max Schroller comes in, gets the save in this one. And Matt, what's really interesting about these first 2 games, you nearly got 18 innings out of your starters. You only had to have 2/3 out of your bullpen in the first 2 games.
Yeah, this weekend was a little bit different. We show we can win different ways. We scored runs last week against Houston Baptist, absolutely lit up the sticks in the hit category and the run category. But this weekend was a little bit different. Our pitching performances this weekend were outstanding, and also Jake Johnson coming out doing what he did there on Saturday. But again, just so proud of Max Schroller. You're talking about a freshman, a young man that had a tough night there Tuesday night against Tulane. It shows the maturity of him as a freshman. He's not a freshman or a newcomer. He's getting to be a seasoned vet, going back out there and getting that strikeout in the ballgame for the save.
The Lions will look for the sweep in Game 3. Let's go back out and check out those Game 3 highlights against Lamar. All right, Matt, we come out here on Sunday looking for the sweep with the gold uniforms against Lamar. And this team has just continued to stay so focused. And it just all starts with Kyle Sedetall on the mound. Had another great performance.
He really did. Goes out and dominates his zone early. We had a full bullpen after Jake and Tate, what they did. So Sedetall's leash was short, and he knew that. So he had to go out and throw a lot of strikes. And really, to be honest with you, I thought we did a very good job defensively. Saw Ken there with an early play, another play here to get out of the inning and keep it right where it needed to be for us to go out and get our runs going. This would be a day we faced a freshman for Lamar. Number-wise, didn't have very good numbers, but had actually pretty good stuff. Was kind of effectively wild against us a little bit. We get the lucky bounce there over the third baseman's head for a single, and then move up there on the pass ball.
Chris Eads comes up here, and he's going to drop one in as it just out to the reach of the left fielder. As Menard was able to move up here to third base, so you have something going here early on. You're going to bring Ryan Byers to the plate. here in a bases-loaded situation.
Yeah, again, we talk about how well we ran the bases. Here's a ball that kicks back to the pitcher. Ken does a great job of hunting it, gets in there. One thing, it also puts a run on the board, but another thing it does, it keeps out a double play. And again, we talked about we didn't have a ton of hits, but the productive at-bats we had on the weekend were huge for us.
This ball is absolutely smoked, Matt. He makes a great play over the shoulder. Had a chance to maybe be a double or a triple, but you'll settle for the sacrifice fly and you go up 2-0.
Yeah, and that was, again, big for us to be able to get that that run in, because we square up some more balls here. You see Hoffman here, grounds and double play. And again, they did a good job defensively of keeping the game tight there early. But Sedetall goes right back to his deal, gets the punch out, gets another punch out here on the changeup down the way, and really did a good job keeping the ball game right where it needed to be.
As you went to the bullpen, as you would bring in Kyle Keller, and I'll tell you what, he was outstanding as well. Filling up the zone, throwing hard, had a bunch of strikeouts. At one point, struck out 4 hitters in a row.
Yeah, you know, a great outing by Kyle Keller. We go to second, third, nobody out. He gets the comebacker and 2 punch outs to get out of the inning without giving up a run. When we had to go ahead run at the plate, really swung the momentum our way and allowed us to continue to extend this lead here a little bit. Kind of unconventional for us. You know, we probably normally in that situation would stay with Sedetall, but really liked Keller's matchup. And again, you know, go back to putting pressure on the defense. It wasn't about the amount of hits we got. It was the timely hits. You see here again on Sunday after Friday night's game with a big 3-run homer. This is a huge 2-out knock by Chris Eads to go ahead and extend that lead to 4-0.
Chris Eads has just had so many big hits here of late. Some very timely hits. As you can see, the score 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th, and this will give you another insurance run as a sacrifice fly. A productive out by Carson Kreitz as Seward would get in there under the tag and make it 5-0.
Yeah, again, you talked about the number of hits. It wasn't the number of hits on this day. It was the amount of productive at bats. And you see Kevin Carr, who had already homered earlier in the game. Good to see him going again as well. Getting a big double here, sliding in there head first, and gives a chance to extend the lead one more time.
As you would bring in Dominic Carlini, and that would be the ball game. A very nice play behind second base. Lions sweep this one against Lamar. All right, Matt, another shutout in this one as you sweep Lamar for the first time in school history. Moved to 20-4 in the Southland Conference. And Matt, let's just talk about the pitching staff for a moment. You gave up 2 runs the entire weekend. Like I mentioned, another shutout on Sunday. Kyle Sedetall was great, but you wanted to get some of those guys in the bullpen some work. So you had Kyle kind of on a short leash. He came out. And then Keller was outstanding, and so was Carlini. Yeah,
again, you talk about a little more unconventional win for us. Our starters have gone 6, 7, 8 innings in almost every single start. Kyle was rolling there at the point in time we were at, but a tight ball game, 2-0. Had a fresh bullpen. Really liked the matchup with Kyle Keller, and an outstanding job of that young man to come in and get it out of the situation he did. And then also get the Dominic Carlini there in the 9th inning and complete that shutout. 2 shutouts in a weekend. It's going to win you a lot of weekends.
Matt, I want to ask you a little bit, too, about Kyle Keller. This is a guy who started a lot for you a year ago. He's really settled into that bullpen role for you. Was up to 95 miles per hour on the gun in this one against Lamar.
Yeah, just again, impressive how he has molded into what he has. You know, through 70, 75 innings for us last year as a starter, like you said. We started him out again this year as a starter early in the year, but really lost a lot of key bullpen pieces. The amount of experience we lost in the bullpen, obviously with Mason Klotz' injury there early in the year, had all freshmen there kind of trying to figure it out. We had some junior college guys that weren't bullpen guys that tried to kind of go in the bullpen a little bit. To be able to pick Kyle Keller in that back end of that bullpen, and obviously you see what he does, the energy he brings, but obviously the stuff he brings in there late in the ball game on a Sunday is going to win you a lot of ball games.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Southland Conference standings. We'll have a tip of the week for you, as we have a lot more right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill.
Ford Truck Month is here, and it's all about the numbers, people. Like low financing and big cash back on the 2014 F-150 while they last. Here's another number for you. 42. On average, a Ford F-Series is sold every 42 seconds. Now that's impressive. Get $9,000 total savings or 0 for 60 on the 2014 F-150. The time is now. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. All right, Matt, let's pop up the Southland Conference standings. It's a pretty sight right there when you can see the Lions on top at 20-4, 3.5 game lead here with 2 conference weekends to go. And Matt, the magic number's 3. 3 more conference wins, and you'll be Southland Conference champs. Yeah,
you know, we said at the beginning of the year our number 1 goal was to win that regular season outright. And in order to do that, we talk about we have to sweep. We have opportunity to sweep. We have to sweep and can't get swept. And we've been fortunate enough this year. Our guys have done a very good job of staying consistent. The opportunity they've gotten to sweep, they've done it here the last 3 weeks and really put some distance between us and Northwestern in second place. Again, it's not over with. There's still a lot of baseball to be played, and that's what we keep talking about. You can't get content now. You got to be more hungry than ever. And I think the guys have done a good job of that so far and really built that distance to put ourselves in a great position.
All right, Matt, before we get to the tip of the week, let's talk a little bit where we stand nationally right now, 36-13. We mentioned first place in the Southland Conference. Unofficially, 31 in the RPI at this point. There's only 5 teams in the nation that have more wins than your ball club, really putting together a nice resume. I know there's still a lot of baseball to be played, but putting together a nice resume.
Yeah, again, like we talked about, we put ourselves in a great position here, not only from winning the conference standpoint, but from an at-large and regional bid as well. But just like you said, the season's not over. There's still 2 weeks left, and that committee really looks at the end of the season, how well you're playing. The thing with us last year, that club that went up and down last year, we finished extremely strong, and that's why we made the run we did. If this club can duplicate that, then we have a real chance to be in that large bid and do some damage there in regionals.
All right, now let's take a look at our weekly tip of the week with Coach Matt Reiser.
This week's tip of the week is our plan approaches. You see a good job here by Jacob Seward doing the hit and run. His next swing here will be a run and hit, line drive there through the middle. We go to our deep timing. Does a great job letting the ball get deep. It goes the other way. And then we'll go to our last round, our middle timing. Does a good job of line drive there through the middle of the field. And then a line drive here to the shortstop. And that's our tip of the week.
Well, Matt, there you see Jacob Seward there in the tip of the week. As you know, a lot of the common fan, they come to the ball game, they think in BP you're just up there trying to hit it out of the ballpark, but there's actually a plan and a process to everything you're doing.
Yeah, you know, these young men coming to our program, they normally have the talent and have a pretty good idea of their swing. The biggest thing we're trying to do is give them an approach and plan, because the scouting report gets out there every week and there's adjustments to make back and forth. And also you see with Jacob Seward leading the conference in the Southland with his batting average, he does a great job with his back control, the hit and run, the run and hit. There's deep time and middle time, and does a fantastic job of showing you how you plan and approach.
And here's more on Jacob Seward as he's our Lion profile this week, as he's having a tremendous season in that leadoff spot.
This past week during a road game at Tulane, Jacob Seward broke the school's hitting streak record when he successfully reached base for the 23rd consecutive game, bounding out an infield single in the 3rd inning. But all along, the hit streak wasn't even on Jacob's mind. He just stays in the moment.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know I had a hitting streak until I was like really far into it. And I had no idea what the record was or anything until the day I tied it and everybody was telling me about it. But I mean, honestly, every day as a leadoff, I'm just trying to find a way to get on base, whether it's a walk, a hit, an error. So, I mean, yeah, it's in the back of your head a little bit, but I don't really get caught up in it. I'm just trying to get on base every game, and that's the way I look at it.
Now that he has a record, Jacob enjoys knowing his name's in the record book, but it's not what drives him. Winning games and titles is what he strives to do.
I mean, I'd rather win championships than worry about a record. I'd rather have a team record, like winning the most consecutive games or whatever, or winning the most games in season history. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I'd rather have the team record anyway.
A local product out of Brother Martin High School down in New Orleans, Jacob loves the fact that at any given game, friends and family can watch him play the game he loves so much.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's definitely a blessing. That's always been like the goal, really, to play somewhere where I could stay close to my family, my mom and my sisters. Like, that's always been important to me, so I'm glad I get to be close to them.
As a freshman last year, Seward and his teammates got the taste of an NCAA regional. Now, one more year older, they don't just want to taste a regional again. They have plans to win one and keep moving forward.
Me and all the other guys on the team, we're still hungry, and we still want to do more and more and more. We're not happy with just going to a regional. We want to win a regional, win a super regional, win a World Series. We want to do all that. So, yeah, I mean, I would say the sky is the limit.
Jacob is the first to recognize his flaws on the diamond, and sometimes when it's not going well offensively for the sophomore center fielder, he focuses on his defense.
Well, like yesterday, I obviously didn't have a great offensive day, so I feel like I got to do something defensively to help the team out. And like you said with the pitchers, as much as they're competing, as much as they're putting everything on the line, you got to be there to make the plays when the guys do put it in play.
This past Saturday, the hit streak ended with an 0-for-4 day. Jacob came up in the bottom of the 8th, and Lamar took the bat out of his hand as they gave up the free pass to Seward. But that was okay with Jacob. He took it for the team.
I feel like it just wasn't meant to be yesterday because, I mean, my other at-bats were terrible. Like, even that 5th at-bat, it was great. When I got up there, I was like, here it is, like, take a shot. But, I mean, the way I was swinging it, I don't think I really deserved to hit that day.
Matt, it seems like every week we're talking about this young man. I mean, he's had a fantastic year, just broke the school hitting streak with 24 consecutive games. And, man, what a great year he's had here for your club.
Yeah, really proud of him. Like we talked about a little bit earlier in the segment, that just so proud of the amount of work he puts in, the type of player he is, such a gritty player. A lot of people saw him coming out of high school as undersized and couldn't play at this level, wasn't strong enough to play at this level, but that's the neat thing about this game. It's not about your size or how fast you are. It's about your heart and your will, and that young man has a ton of heart and will. Two-time Southland Conference Hitter of the Week. He's leading the conference overall in batting average, and obviously to break our record as the all-time hitting streak, just going to be more impressed the year he's been together.
There's no doubt about it. All right, let's take our final break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the scouting report for this weekend as Central Arkansas comes to the Pat right here on Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill.
Ford Truck Month is here, and it's all about the numbers, people. Like low financing and big cash back on the 2014 F-150 while they last. Here's another number for you. 42. On average, a Ford F-Series is sold every 42 seconds. Now that's impressive. Get 9,000 total savings or 0 for 60 on the 2014 F-150. The time is now. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Baseball with head coach Matt Reiser, presented by your local Southern Quality Ford dealers and Buddy's Bar and Grill right here in Hammond. All right, Matt, let's talk about scout report for this weekend. There is no midweek. It's only going to be conference games from here on out as you take on Central Arkansas. This is a rematch of the Southland Conference Tournament Championship from a year ago. A very good club coming in here, Central Arkansas, and they're jockeying for position in that conference tournament.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it these last 3 weeks for Lamar, Central Ark, and UNO. Each one's got a Friday night guy, and I think that goes back to the league. I think anybody who's playing in the league, you got to be prepared for it. Whether it's the first place team, the last place team, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got a guy, and they can all, pop you. Unfortunately for Central Ark last weekend, they found out with Incarnate Word just how tough it is, and they got swept by Incarnate Word last week. But again, a tough club is going to come in. A club is going to be coming in for revenge. I can promise you they have a bitter taste in the back of their mouth because they had beat us the year before in a conference tournament. Us beating them at their place last year and dog playing at their place. Obviously left an impression that they don't want to remember and that they were ready for revenge for.
Also, just want to let our fans know that got to take them one game at a time. But if the Lions sweep this weekend against Central Arkansas, they will be dogpiling as Southland Conference champion. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us here on Inside Southeastern Baseball. For Coach Matt Reiser, I'm Alan Waddell. We'll see you next week and this weekend at the Pat.